Bonsoir tout le monde. Good evening, everyone. Capitaine, bonsoir. Thank you for being here with us. And my friends, I'm very happy to be here. Rosita. She said all the YALIs know me, but it's not true. Most the Mandela Fellows know me because the LLCs, as you know, it doesn't come through the embassies directly with Accra, Lagos, or Dakar. So I'm very happy to be here tonight, and we are asked to talk about the role of young people in the development of Africa. So of course we've been saying it again and again, and you know a lot about it. I'm not here to give a lecture about the role of young people in Africa in development. You should know more than me because you are the one who attended the Young African Leaders Program in wherever it was. But if there is something I can tell you, because you are younger than me, I guess, for me, the development is true, a lot is asked. We hope that young people are going to replace the older generation. And for me, development starts from your house. I would say from my bedroom. If I want to develop my country, it starts from my bedroom. In my bedroom, what are my needs? How do I feel in my bedroom when I wake up? Or in my bathroom, am I happy there? How do I feel? Do I have problems? Is there anything I can fix? Is it dirty? How do I take care of that? That's how I see development. So for me, development starts there, back home. And when I try to solve that, if I have means, it is okay. If I don't have means, how can I work on it so that I feel better? Then I go out from my house. I go to my community. I'm talking about the neighborhood. What are the problems we have there? How can we fix it? Can I do it alone? I don't think so. Can I gather people in my community and work with them? Yes. And we move on again and again until we work or solve the problems we have. So in this country, Togo, where we are from, I know it is a big challenge for young people. You are all here, some are entrepreneurs, some say they are designers, you have dreams, but you go to YALI, yes, you come back, and then what happens? You know, YALI is not like the end of everything. Maybe it's the beginning, maybe it's just a step ahead. But how passionate I am about what I want to do I really believe in it? Because there are a lot about everyone is saying you have to be an entrepreneur, people are jobless, and I become entrepreneur, but do I really want to be an entrepreneur? The entire world cannot be entrepreneur. I don't have anything against entrepreneurs, but if you want to do something, be sure that be convinced of what you want to do. If you are not sure about what you want to do, don't try to copy your neighbor. That's the problem you have among youth. Because he's doing this, because he's making clothes and changing, recovering with African fabric, I'll do the same thing and then I don't succeed because I don't even know why am I doing it. So if I want to do something for my country or for myself, let's be passionate about that. Let's believe into that. And then I can start. If I'm not sure, move on to the next level. If I have another advice to give you is that you are young, yes, you are smart probably, but don't forget those who are older than you, because you should try to seek for advice. Those who are there, look for a mentor to accompany you. Don't think that you know it all. You need to be humble. Humility is the key. If you don't have humility, you may be the best of the brightest in this world, but you'll have problems. I see that often among you. You have to be humble. Like you can be the best, even you can be the best in this environment and you go somewhere people won't consider you. Are you going to kill yourself? No. Life goes on. So be humble within yourself. I mean inside. And not that you are going to be, you won't speak up. You will speak up, proud of yourself, but at the same time humble. It's really important so that you will avoid a lot of problems by being humble. And what else can I add to that before I leave this place? In general, I think I said a lot, and we will have time to continue the chats during the evening. Thanks so much for listening to me.
The role of the young people in national development. So that's the question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I think I support everything that Josetta has said. What I'd like to add is that as Africans, we need a paradigm shift. We need to change our minds about how we view government and national development. A lot of the time, we are sitting down and expecting government to do this for us. Everything is, when is the government going to do this? When is the government going to do this? Who is the government? You are the government. And so we have to change our minds from expecting the government to do everything and take actions ourselves. Because we've been, if on the African continent, Ghana has been the longest independent country, the government hasn't helped us. And I'm sure you have the same issues here. The government will do as much as they can, but we, the citizens, are the ones who have to do the rest. And so we need to have a paradigm shift. If there's something that is happening in your community, the government can only come up with a policy about sanitation, but they will not send people to come and clean the gutters. So we have to be the ones who will clean the gutters. We have to take initiative and clean the gutters as much as possible. And so we should look out for opportunities in our communities where we can take action, where we can mobilize the community to do the right thing for themselves and not wait on the government all the time. And so young people are young, they are energetic, they are hardworking, and they are the ones who can take the lead. In fact, the young people are the ones who should show us what we need to do. I don't know if you recently saw Greta Thunberg, who has led a revolution with regards to climate change. And all the young people from schools came out and supported her. And she's changing. One person can change the way the world thinks. And that is what we also have to do. And I couldn't say much more than add that, collaboration and humility is really, really important. And so I agree 100% with what Josetta has said. And young people need to be humble, and they need to know that they can collaborate with other young people to make a change. The way to collaborate is the way of humility. I remember that when I joined at first, I joined the RLC, I reached out to some Mandela Washington fellows in the country to come in. We wanted to have a dialogue and a retreat and just talk about how we can improve things. And one of the Mandela Washington fellows said to me, she didn't even send me an email. I sent her an email. She had her PA respond to me to say, am I going to pick her up from home? How much am I going to pay her, etc., etc. And so I responded and said, thank you very much, but I don't need you.
Yes.
Because I wanted to bring Mandela Washington fellows together, YALI RLC fellows, even YALI network members, so that we can all find out how we can work together. So humility, the humility to say, yes, I want to help. That is what we need, so that people can collaborate together and make the changes where they need to make the changes. So don't be proud, don't feel as if because you have attended RLC, you are better than the other young person. You know that there are three pillars. There's the YALI Mandela Washington Fellowship, and then there's the YALI RLC centers, and then there's the YALI network. The network people feel left out, but we always invite them, come to the center, come and do whatever. They come and they bring projects, and we support them to do it, because we are not any better than they are. I hope you are clear on what I'm saying. We are all the same. We have benefited from this thing. We are not any special people, but we have benefited so that we can also help other people. So humility, collaboration, teamwork. Teamwork. If you are going to make a change in Togo, you have to come together to make that change. The role of young people is to ensure that the government are held accountable and the government do what they have to do. So those of you who have done civic who did the civil society leadership and management, when the government comes out with policies that you think are not right, right now in Ghana, there's a lot going on about the comprehensive sexuality education, which seeks to bring homosexuality and all of those things into the country. And the young people are standing up and saying that we don't want that. So we can change things in our countries. That is the role that the youth have to play. The older ones, we are old. We are not able to do much anymore. Our time is passing. You are the ones coming up. So we want to encourage you to put your hands to the plow and work very hard. Thank you.
On my side, I think the SM program specialist, Josita, said more, and the director has added more. So I'm the only young among the two, so representing you. So what I have to say, I'm not lecturer, I'm not older than you, but the only thing is that as young as we are, we should be judged by our action, not by who we are. So we need to collaborate in everything we are doing. Talking about development is that moving from position A to position B. But to move from position A to position B, it takes energy, it takes discipline, and it takes collaboration. You should put yourself inside. As an example, the YALI Alumni chapter West Africa of Togo, we notice they never work alone. Whenever they found the opportunity, they send invitation letter to other associations, ask them, let's come together to do that project. Like recently we went to orphanage again to give a book, kids to the orphans. This project was done with organization that calling Happy Hearts, and a representation is in the room. Please, Pascaline, stand up. You can approach her. There are 6 young ladies, and they are only ladies in the group, and working to bring what they have to help their community. When I ask them what they are doing, they say no, they want to see how they can do it. And when they have their financial mean to do it, they say they just contribute from what they have to do it. This is how development can come out from. So it takes to be humble, to be open-minded. Whenever there's something, please say it, don't keep it inside. And the last point, as Dr. Shola said, is we should not try as you to be back the politics or the policy. We are the one that should decide how we should have to be ruled. But if all the time the government say let do be, you will say no. But at this time they are the one they talk making the policy. So you should sometimes go inside to see how you can bring the change. So I would like to invite you, we as youth, to try to collaborate, be humble, and also bring what we can do for our community so that there should be a development. As I said it, I'm trying to represent you. But right now, we will pick like 5 questions. So Dr. Shola will respond, or Josita will respond, based on their experience. So you will not leave this room without anything. So you have the floor, please.
Thank you. I'm Alumni. I'm from IRC YALI from Accra, the old city. Okay, I thank you for your suggestion. I just want to do a comment. I support what Josita and Dr. Shola said. I want to add a key word to the humility and the contribution. I think that self-discipline is also important for us as alumni, because most of the time when you come from those meetings like that, when we meet our fellows and others, we are very motivated. And when we come back to our home, the problem is that we don't have self-discipline to continue the work we promise to do. So I think that self-discipline is very important. We don't need to wait for the government to do anything. We have to act locally. But when we want to act locally, we need to be very self-disciplined. And I just want to recommend to all fellows, you can also read the document of Brian Tracy, No Excuses. The power of self-discipline is very important for us as alumni to be self-disciplined and to do the work we want to do as we need to do it. Thank you a lot.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Charles. I'm a Mandela Washington Fellow 2016. I'm an English teacher. I just want to add first, thanks to the whole panel. I do agree with you, and I would like to add two things quickly. As young people, one thing that we also really need to do is to show real love, to our country. Sometimes I feel like we don't love our countries a lot. If you have a child and you love the child, you're going to do anything, whatever it takes, to keep that child healthy. So if we don't love our country, we are not going to develop. It's very important. If we go to the United States, we see what happens. They fight, but when it comes to the United States, they unite. The other thing I want to add is, as young people, we need to invest our time, our money, our energy in things that matter. So sometimes I feel like we don't do that. We want to copy. So our time, our money, and our energy, they go into things that are not going to help us develop. And we are there turning around. So those two things quickly. So thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Latif, and I'm YALI RSC Code 14. So I want to ask, it's sweet to talk about teamwork and development by youth fellows, but how to work that teamwork? How do you have any advice to give us as youth? How we can work together to make that impact that we really want in the society?
I mentioned teamwork, so I think that it's important that I really start answering the question. Teamwork is very, very important because I think throughout we have said that one person cannot do it alone. One person can make so much impact, but if you have two or more people, you make an even bigger impact. And I think I agree with our gentleman, the Mandela Washington Fellow there. We are not committed enough. So as a chapter, for example, when we have met and decided that these are the projects that we want to work on, or when the chapter executives call for a meeting, how many people actually turn up? So the commitment and the discipline to turn up, to put your hands on the plan, to make the thing work, is what this is all about. If you go anywhere, you are working in a team, they need your support as much as you also need the support of others. So that is how we make teamwork happen. Make sure that you are, teamwork also stands for together, each achieves more. Team, T-E-A-M, together, each achieves more. So when you come together, you achieve more than when you do it all by yourself. And so we need to be committed. You have to be committed to the chapter. You have to, when they call for meetings, you have to attend. You have to show that this is important to you. And if you do that, you will gradually become a force to reckon with. And that's what I will say as far as teamwork is concerned. It means showing respect for one another by attending meetings, participating in events, pulling together, so that when you have an idea, share it with everybody, so that everybody can jump onto the idea and make sure that they implement it, and you implement it properly. So that is all that matters, I think.
To add to what Madam just said, when I was invited to this evening, and I told myself, wow, another association again. So I told myself, here we are, another association. So what does it mean? Because here we are, many in this room, nicely dressed and very happy. And in 2 weeks, JP will say or send an email to you, a meeting, and you'll come and you'll see maybe 1 or 2 persons. There's where we start with teamwork. If you know in yourself and you believe in what you're doing here tonight, when you are invited for a meeting, then whatever your schedule, how busy, everyone is busy. So you have to tell yourself, that's where we talk about commitment and self-discipline. You come to the meeting. Don't think it's only JP and his board business. Because I've seen so many associations in this country, even USG Alumni Association, and we call meetings and you see 1, 2, 3 persons. When they're traveling, they're so happy and so excited. When they return, they become like, African people or whatever it is. So that's where commitment stands. My friends, are you following me? So if you believe, when you are invited for a meeting, please come. Don't let the board do it alone. And the ability to respect the opinion of others also will help a lot. Thank you.
I'm Denny. So as you all know, today is my birthday, so enjoy the food. I'm glad you're talking about people coming together to help for the development of their country. But I've come to realize something, that people who have attended the regional leadership centers, they tend to believe that they are belittled by people who have been to the Mandela Washington Fellowship.
Yeah.
So we have the coordinator of the YALI regional leadership centers, and we have the coordinator of the Mandela Washington Fellowship as well. So if you have any advice, so and I'm glad this room is full of a bunch of regional leadership centers and the Mandela Washington Fellows as well. So if you have any advice for these 2 people or bunch of people, you're more than welcome. Thank you.
I think that there are 3 pillars of YALI: Mandela Washington Fellowship, RLCs, and YALI Network. But I think that they are all the same. There is no difference. The only difference is some people travel and they go to America. And so what? But if I'll be honest with you, I've had Mandela Washington Fellows who have come back in Ghana who want to attend the Regional Leadership Center. Why? Because they didn't feel that whatever they went to learn there related to the African environment. Do you understand what I'm saying? But be that as it may, the training was so that you will come back and develop your country. The training from the RLC so you will stay in your country and develop it. So if we keep that goal, then we'll be successful. If we keep that goal, let us unite. Let us not allow divisions to come between us. Let us unite to develop our countries. Because that is why the training, when Obama conceived of this idea, he said he wanted to bridge the leadership gap in Africa by training leaders so that they can, go on to develop Africa. And the ROCs have trained 14,000 people. The Mandela Washington Fellows, they are about 4,000. So you already outnumber them. Do you understand what I'm saying? However, if we add 14 to the 4, we have 18,000. Mandela, the YALI network people, there are more than 520,000 across the continent. More than 520,000 across the continent. If we all pulled together, we are 600,000 people. I mean, look at, can you imagine the impact that we will make? But we allow little differences to, distract us from the core business that we have to do. And I don't think that that is right. And that is why I in my speech, I am saying that the global alumni, the Mandela Washington alumni, the Dakar alumni, the Accra alumni, we should all come together and do something for Togo. That is what is important, and that is what will count for the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Director. To add to what the Director said, this is what the CAT is doing now, the new board. So please put your hands together to do. This is what they are doing.